Kirtana, I'm giving you host.
Yes, Mataji.
Let me give Shivani co-host and then I'll give host. So you may have to take care of assigning co-host to Prabhuji and spotlighting him. Okay.
Yeah, sure, I will do.
Okay. Haribol.
Haribol.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे। अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर जी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for today's mid-morning session. Thank you all so much for joining. This is Shivani from Ashburn, Virginia. Let us move to the next part of the session. Today's class will be given by His Grace Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji on Chaitanya Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Antya khanda 6.58, verse 2, verse 75. May I know who all have joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Rasundri Dasi.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, Kirti Rasundri Mataji. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you all. All glories to your services, Mataji, and thank you for the beautiful Bhagavad Gita recitation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Garanga ki jai. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for joining regularly and giving a beautiful association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Garanga ki jai. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your services, Mataji. Thank you for joining and giving a beautiful association every single day. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Garanga ki jai. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Shivani
Krishna.
Mataji. Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev की जय। वृंदा प्लीज फॉरगिव मी माताजी एंड माताजी वो अभी के क्लास के जूम लिंक नहीं भेजी है एची प्रीति विलासनी एची कृतिदा सुंदरी माताजी।
Okay, I'll send Mataji.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Vrinda Gopika Mataji, thank you for joining in regularly and giving a beautiful association. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Garanga ki jai. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Prabhuji has joined Mataji, so I'll start recording.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Once again, I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for today's mid-morning session. I would like to start by sharing a quote by Srila Prabhupada ji. Dedicate your life for Krishna. That is the perfection. Even if there are most faults, dedicated life is noble life. Maybe due to our past habits, dedicated life is sublime. Mayapur, March 4th, 1974. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji to enlighten us on Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Antya khanda, verse 6.58 to verse 75. Hare Krishna, Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for giving us your valuable time and association this morning, Prabhuji. Very happy to have you on the call. Waiting eagerly to hear from you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Garanga ki jai. I now hand over the call to you. Please take over, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, welcome everybody to the session on Chaitanya Bhagavat. We will begin with the invocation prayers and then we will move forward to the verses. Om Ajnanatimiranandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam karoti vajalam pangum lankayate kirim yat prabhat nande shrikum karanam varunaam Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Jayatam Surator Pango Mamamanda Matir Gatihi Matsarvaswapadam Bhojor Shri Radha Madanamo Hano Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to the class on Chaitanya Bhagavat. So we are reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Leela, text chapter number 6 from text number 58. So we will begin with the verses and then we will set the context and begin the class. Okay, 1 minute. So text 58. यद्यपिह शुद्धसत्त्व देवर्षिगणा तदसबरो दुर्लभ त्वमर दर्शना. Although the demigods and sages are situated in pure goodness, it is very rare for them to attain your darshana. तथापि हे न से प्रभु करुणया तुम्हारा तमोगुण सुरे हो आओ साक्षात्कारा. Yet, O Lord, you are so merciful that you appear before even demons in the mode of ignorance. अतएव शत्रु मित्र नहीं कतो माते वेदेओ कहे न इह देखियो साक्षाते. Therefore, you have no friends or enemies. This is the statement of the Vedas, and this is what I have personally seen. Mariteya ila laya vishastana taharaho paitila vaikunta bhuvana. Even she who smeared her breast with the poison to kill you was awarded a place in Vaikunta. अतएव तुम्हारा हृदय बुझि बारे वेदे शास्त्र योगेश्वर सभयो न पारे. Therefore, the Vedas and the best of mystic yogis cannot understand your heart. Yogeshwara sabhayanra maya nahi jane muni papi asurava jani bake mane. When even the best of yogis cannot understand your potencies, how can a sinful demon like me know you? Hey Kripakara more sarvalokanatha grahanda kupe more na kariya patam. O Lord of all planets, please give me the benediction that I may never be put in the dark well of family life. Tora dui pada padma hridaya dariya shante hai vriksha mule padita kongiya. I simply wish that I can hold your lotus feet to my chest and peacefully reside under a tree. Tomara dasera sange mora karadasa arayena chitta morena takaye asha. Please make me a servant of your servant. May I never desire anything other than this. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj. Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Liberated souls have no desire other than to live in the association of Lord's devotees and serve the actual devotees. At present, since the servants of Sri Gaudiya Math have clearly understood this topic, they reside in mathas and temple with Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. So we will see till here and then we'll go further till text number 75. So first of all, we are in the midst of a very, very wonderful pastime. In fact, we can say that this pastime can be considered the key to getting the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or entering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. So we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahavadanya, most merciful. So him being most merciful, he is freely distributing the highest of mercy, which is Krishna Prem as experienced by Radharani. This divine Krishna Prem is so rare that it has to be given to only the most qualified. In fact, it is said that the most demigods, the biggest of sages are not qualified for it. But he is distributing it to everybody, patra dekhi. And when he is distributing this to everybody, and he is apartakama, he is the Supreme Lord himself. His desire can never be frustrated. So he is desiring to deliver the entire universe. And he is giving this Krishna Prem to each and everybody. So the first question is, will the entire universe be delivered? The answer obviously yes, it will be delivered. But the first important question is it possible? More than asking will the universe be delivered, the question should be, is it possible that somebody in this universe is not going to be delivered? Is there a chance? And if there is a chance like that, what could be the cause of that? What could be the cause if somebody is not going to be delivered? despite the fact that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful of avatars, and despite the fact that Lord himself is willing for the entire universe to be delivered, is there a chance that somebody will not be delivered? Yes. Anybody? Of course, I have one answer in the chat.
Vaishnava Pad.
Yes, Vaishnav Aparad is one. Yes. Of course, the Lord says that, even in the deliverance of Jagai Madhai, they have done a lot of sins, but, apparently not blasphemed. So if you blaspheme Vaishnava, if you do Vaishnava Aparad, that is something the Lord will certainly will withhold his mercy. And that is something that we have seen. Yes.
If someone does not surrender, Prabhuji.
If someone does not surrender, okay. Yes, that is possible, but it can also be said that the individual choice is always with the soul. They can surrender, not surrender. And if they don't surrender, yes, that is their individual choice. However, the mercy is so much overflowing that, like we are seeing, we have experienced Gaur Purnima yesterday, and today, depending on which part of the world you are, today is Jagannath Mitra Mishra's feast. So the mercy is so flowing. Everybody is doing Sankirtan. Chandragrahan was there. Everybody was chanting the holy name of the Lord. So even if you don't want, the holy name is entering your ears and you are getting delivered. But certainly, if you, yes, somebody was saying something.
Who don't believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Krishna himself. So they just say anything about that, oh, he is a physical body, like that, something like that. So that people.
Yes, that is also a very nice answer. So certainly those who don't surrender, but most importantly, those who are blaspheming the devotees, or like Mataji is saying, if they don't have faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even if they don't have faith in me, that is okay. But if they don't have faith in my devotees, then certainly that person cannot be delivered. Right? So certainly Vaishnava Aparad, or people who blaspheme the devotees, especially those who do some aparas to very exalted devotees, they are certainly going to face impediments in the path of bhakti. So, if the key to enter Chaitanya Leela or to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu, because mercy is freely available, patra, things, without knowing whether you are eligible or not, Krishna is giving. But if you do aparad, then you will create obstacles in your path. So we have seen, now to set the context, in the previous chapters, we have seen how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going into the houses of each of his associates and delivering different people and showing his form to different devotees and delivering different people in the Kuliya Gram, in Navadip and every places. After having done that, he has come to Jagannath Puri and he has requested Nityanand Prabhu. So he has delivered all his associates and the residents of Navdeep and all of that. But still, there are many atheists, many people who are non-believers. Those can only be delivered by the mercy of Guru. So he asks Param Guru Nityanand Prabhu to go and preach in Navdeep. And we have seen how Nityanand Prabhu takes all his associates. We have also described different associates of Nityanand Prabhu, how they do Sankirtan and reach Navdeep. Now, this chapter also at the start describes how Nityanand Prabhu is preaching and delivering everybody in Navadip. But some people are very attracted when they see Nityanand Prabhu's pastimes. But some people look at the external aspects of Nityanand Prabhu and they are not able to understand that is he really such an elevated devotee? They are not able to understand and they develop some doubts. And because of those doubts, there is a chance if they don't follow Nityananda Prabhu and they don't have the bhakti towards Nityananda Prabhu, then they cannot be delivered. So this entire pastime, the 6th chapter, after having described glories of Nityananda Prabhu in the 5th chapter and the end of 5th chapter, in the 6th chapter, the glories of Nityananda Prabhu continues, but specifically Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to instruct that how Nityananda Prabhu is an exalted person and how we cannot, we cannot see faults in Nityananda Prabhu. Like Sunil Prabhu is saying in the chat, there could be externally many faults that is so-called faults which can be seen. So the first purpose of this narration is to clearly establish that Nityananda Prabhu is an exalted personality and Krishna is doing his preaching through Nityananda Prabhu. And also to establish that similar devotees who are directly empowered by the Lord, who are Paramahamsas, who are Mahajanas, or Paramahamsa Mahajanas or Paramahamsas, if you find fault in them and if you blaspheme them, then your bhakti will certainly be impeded. There will be obstacles in your bhakti and it will take a long time. That is the second thing. Third thing you will realize in this entire story that there are many, many nested things. Why is that we cannot, even if somebody who is supposed to be a big devotee, great devotee, if he is doing something wrong, why can't somebody laugh at him? Why can't somebody criticize him? Why can't somebody take action against that person or blaspheme? Why is that not possible? Devotees are supposed to be, the greatest Paramahamsas are supposed to be examples. And if they themselves are going to do something wrong, why is that somebody cannot criticize them? What is the answer to that?
Maybe that is their Leela Prabhu.
It is a Leela. Whose Leela?
Their own Leela. Just to show to the others, they may be doing that. Actually, they are,
Okay. Okay.
Prabhuji, they are beyond your material perception.
Okay. So they are beyond material perception. This is their Leela. Yes, that is correct. Specifically, yeah, sorry, come again.
Yeah, we can't understand them.
Yes, we cannot understand them. We cannot understand them. They are beyond the things and they are, it is their Leela. And it is all because of one important reason that Paramahamsa means that he is not acting according to his mind and desires. He is fully surrendered to the Lord and the Lord is acting through him in many cases. Or he is inspired by what is the Lord's desire. Like Kardam Muni, he does all the penance. And when it comes to ask boon from the Lord, he says, please let me get married. Everybody is stunned. You have done so much penance. Why can't you ask for liberation? Why didn't you ask for bhakti? But because he saw that Lord wanted the entire progenies to be, expanded in this world, so he understood the service and he asked for a suitable wife. So you cannot criticize Kardamani, oh, after doing so many penances, he's still asking to get married. No. They are following the inspiration of the Lord. And because because Paramahamsas are acting according to the inspiration of the Lord, they are beyond the modes. The Leela is directly done by the Lord. And hence we cannot understand what is Lord's plan, and hence we cannot criticize. This is another thing we are going to see in this pastime. Then arises a question. So what does this mean, Prabhu? We are in the association of devotees. So if we see some devotee doing something wrong, am I supposed to just close my eyes and not say anything? Or am I supposed to say something? And especially if the devotee is an exalted devotee and he is doing something which I cannot understand, what am I supposed to be doing? So what is the answer to that question? Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you can go
Yes.
to the authorities of the temple and tell them to speak on to them, but not go directly and blaspheme them or say anything to them if you're not in that position.
Yeah, very nice. This is very nice. So this is the safest method. First of all, you find some deviances or faults only if you are the authority for that particular devotee, as a counselor or as a guru. If you are not the authority and you are seeing something wrong, the best is to approach your authority or the common authority and discuss with them. And that is the very important thing this particular Brahmana is doing. This particular Brahmana, so the sequence of events is Nityananda Prabhu has gone to preach, and when some people see his activities in Navadip, they are bewildered. One of the Brahmana who has very high faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but cannot understand the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu, he has some doubts in the mind, as you've heard in the previous lectures. Then, by the act of providence, he comes to Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. He goes to see the Lord every time. And then, at the appropriate moment, he asks this question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because this Brahmana does not blaspheme and does not let his mental ideas start coming into actions, but approaches the authority, and in this case, the Lord himself, and asks this question very submissively with an open mind without criticizing, he is saved from one of the biggest fall downs that could have happened. Second, in fact, he is going to get the mercy, he is going to get the revelation of the actual glories of Nityananda. Third, he is going to be empowered to go and spread those glories back in Navadip. So this inquiring to the authority and not using our own intelligence and mind and concluding, this is obviously false. How can we even not criticize this? Going and approaching the authority and understanding is a very wonderful thing, especially if the person you are seeing faults with is a Paramahamsa or a very exalted devotee. Then it is very important that we don't even mentally start speculating. We go and approach the authority. So that is what is happening here. And we will see this pastime in brief. What is happening here is one, as you will see, this entire pastime. Okay, one. Just put on the PPT and then we will start. Yes. This entire pastime is going to go from curse to compassion. As you have heard in the previous lectures, that and today it is very wonderful that we are reading about this pastime where we are going to discuss Devaki's love for Krishna and his sons. Today is Jagannath Mishra's feast, and obviously Jagannath Mishra's love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sachi Mata's love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they couldn't do a big feast yesterday, but they've done a wonderful feast today after the Grahan and everything, 500 years back, inviting everybody, and a wonderful Jagannath Mishra feast has happened today. And on that day, we are seeing the Vatsalya love for Krishna, which is a very apt topic. This entire pastime begins. So the Brahmana inquires to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as to, I am seeing various pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. He is sometime eating pan, sometime wearing golden ornaments. This doesn't look like sannyasi. So how can I understand this? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins to explain. He quotes a couple of verses and he starts to explain that, look, you cannot find faults with exalted personalities. And he quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, he quotes some verses, and then he narrates a specific incident, which you have started to hear. And we are in between that incident. That incident obviously starts with when Mother Devaki, this happens when Krishna and Balram, after, if you look at Bhagavatam, the sages who have assembled glorify Krishna and Balram in Kurukshetra before Vasudev. Vasudev becomes overwhelmed hearing the glories of his sons. He speaks with a lot of reverence to Krishna and Balram. And then after that, Devaki Mata approaches. And when Devaki starts to speak, she has also heard the glories. Now, Devaki Mata's absorption in Krishna, it said somewhere in the purport, that is slightly distracted because of her sorrow that her 6 sons had died, and mother always has this sorrow in the heart. Now, this sorrow, you will see when we go ahead, is inspired by Yoga Maya. It is a divine inspiration. But she has the sorrow in the heart. So, to absolve this sorrow, and also to do a very, very wonderful pastime where multiple things happen. Mercy happens to Bali Maharaj, mercy happens to Marichi's sons, mercy happens to this Brahmana who's asking about Nityananda Prabhu. A very wonderful pastime is going to happen. So Devaki Mata asked Krishna that, oh, previously, when your guru wanted Guru Dakshina, you have gone to Yamraj and brought back his sons. My 6 sons were also killed by Kamsa. Now I am hearing from the sages, you are the Supreme Lord. You both are running this entire universe and every universe. So can you please bring back my dead sons? This is Devaki's appeal. This is her question to the Lord, right? And so she narrates the Guru Dakshina episode, and in her Vatsalya asks Krishna Balram that you are omnipotent. Why don't you please bring back my sons? And then what happens? Krishna and Devaki Mata is doing various prayers, as you would have heard before, and with a mix of Aishwarya, where she says, "You are the fathers of the universe. You are the cause of all causes. So please bring back." And because of that, then Krishna and Balram travel to Sutalaloka, Bali Maharaj's planet, where the 6 dead sons are residing in the Netherlands, in the lands below the universe, below the Earth planet. And they go there, and as soon as Bali Maharaj sees the Lord, then he becomes ecstatic. He becomes so ecstatic that he is saying some wonderful verses, which is what we have just read. And these verses are narrated by Bali Maharaj when he sees the Lord, and he, in his ecstasy, he's saying many, many things. And these things also very clearly indicate some of the pastimes that is going to happen. And very quickly, we have read the verses, we will see some of the meanings. First thing he says that even the demigods and sages cannot understand, right? Although demigods and sages are in pure goodness, they cannot understand. Because what Krishna does in the Leela is very difficult to understand, as you will see in this pastime. So it is not easy for somebody to understand what Krishna is trying to do. And they do not get the darshan. It is only the surrendered devotees and the devotees who are fully in love with Krishna and who are engaging in serving Krishna, only they can have their darshan. So here Bali Maharaj is in a very humble manner saying, the greatest of demigods are not able to have darshan, but I am only a demon. I am somebody in mode of ignorance, but you have so mercifully come and given me darshan. This is the first thing. This is one of the things that Bali Maharaj says in ecstasy. Now, why is this important? You can see the heart of a very wonderful Mahajana, a wonderful devotee. He feels himself to be very low and he glorifies everybody else. And this is specifically you will see in Brihad Bhagavatamrit, where each Narada Muni goes to each devotee glorifies that the other person is very great, or I am very fallen. Right? And this is the humble mood where there is no ego. And in this mood, one does not commit any aparats because he thinks himself to be lower than low and he sees everybody as exalted. When the opposite happens, when one believes I am a great devotee, and then he will start seeing faults in everybody. Right? So it is very important to, and the sutra to become this humble, and that's also very important. How do we become this humble? This humbleness is not done by imitation. It's not done by saying, "Oh Prabhu, I am nobody, I am nobody." Right? We know the pastime when His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj went to Srila Prabhupada and said, I am the most fallen devotee or something like that. And Prabhupada said, you are most of nothing, right? You're neither the most great nor most fallen. So we are all neither most great or most fallen. We are insignificant. So this does not come by artificially saying something. I'm not saying Maharaj did that, but I'm just using that example. It does not also come if you keep thinking about your negative things. Oh, I am this thing, I have not done this, I have not done that. That only leads to stress and depression. What is the sutra to get this kind of humility? What is the positive corollary of Trinadapi Sunichena? Who can say?
Accept and pass it on to your spiritual masters.
Yes, if you get glorified, obviously you that is very nice. You accept and pass it on to your spiritual master. That is the way to receive appreciation. That is correct. But in our general this thing, how do we develop this humility in our general dealings? So the important corollary is to not to see faults in devotees. The first thing is to see the good qualities of devotees and magnify and appreciate it. Mentally or verbally, when we are seeing the good qualities in every person and we are able to focus on that, magnify that, and appreciate that, naturally we will become more and more humble. If we see, oh, this devotee is singing so nicely, so wonderfully, then I naturally will become a bit more humble. If I see that, oh, this devotee is not singing in a proper rag, I can sing better, then naturally I will become more puffed up. So, avoiding the faults, Trinadapi Sunichena Taroriva Saishna, Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. So, if you want to become Amani and Manadena, you have to do Manadena, you'll have to see the good qualities in the devotees and amplify them. And by such amplification, and this is what counselors or gurus do, even if somebody is very fallen, they see one good quality and they magnify it. And that's what Srila Prabhupada did. He saw the good quality in the hippies and he magnified. And by such magnification, the devotees become empowered and even the materialists get transformed into devotees because that magnification is real love. That love is not to criticize, but it comes from a compassion which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are trying to give, into try to give them Krishna consciousness by focusing on one good quality or some good qualities they have and encouraging them. So one time I was conversing with a Prabhupada disciple, and I was generally saying sometimes I feel, oh, everybody is a wonderful devotee. But he didn't take that comment at face value. He asked the next question. He said, okay, so are you encouraging other devotees in their good qualities and in their service? And that got me thinking, yes, if I believe everybody is wonderful devotee, then am I really looking at their good qualities and magnifying that and encouraging them in their service by either serving them or if they are, serving with me, then encouraging them? That is a very important. So here Bali Maharaj is taking that thing, and that is why he is a person who will not do any offense. And that is exactly what happened in the past time. It appeared that Krishna is taking the side of Indra when he came as Vaman Dev, and unnecessarily he is persecuting Bali. And all the demons thought like that, and they were rushing to uh, the Vamana form and trying to, attack. And all the Vishnu Dutas started to kill them. But Bali Maharaj did not think like that. He didn't see the fault. He saw that if Vishnu is asking, he will be certainly giving some mercy. And he didn't see a fault in Vishnu. And that's why he was able to fully surrender. And then he says, from his personal experience and also from a very important thing, he says, you have no friends or enemies. This is a statement of Vedas, and this is what I have personally seen. When, as Vaman Dev, you bound me, everybody thought you are a friend of Indra and enemy of Bali. But you are not a friend or enemy. I have personally seen that. right? You have then sent me to this Patal Lok and given me something Sutal Loka, which is the subterranean heaven, even better than the demigod heaven. And in the next cycle, Bali Maharaj is going to become Indra. So by surrendering to Krishna, he didn't lose anything. In fact, he got even more. And then he quotes another thing. Even she who smeared her breast with poison to kill you was awarded a place in Vaikuntha. And this is the sloka when Sukadeva Goswami heard, he became completely transformed by seeing the guna, the compassion. Compassion of Krishna. And this is obviously referring to Putana, right? And how is Bali Maharaj referring to Putana? Putana had smeared her breast with poison, wanting to kill Krishna, but Krishna sucked the milk and sucked her life, but gave her the position of one of the maids, elderly gopis, serving with Yashoda Mai and becoming a maid to Krishna. Almost a mother's place to Krishna, who can bath Krishna and who can take Krishna in the lap in Golok Vrindavan. Aho bakiyam stanakalakuta. Right? Kamva dayalum sharanam prabhati. Who is more merciful than that Lord who gives the place of a mother to that woman who has come to kill him? And how does Bali Maharaj know this? How does Bali Maharaj know this?
He was Putana was his sister in past life, right?
Yes. Putana was his sister, and when when such wonderful Vaman Deva's nice looking boy came, very young child, she became so much of motherly affection. She said, "Oh, I want to take this small boy in my lap and feed him milk." And when the same Vamana small boy started to bind Bali Maharaj, she became so angry. She said, "I want to kill this person." So both these bhavas mixed. She became Putana, and she wanted to feed Krishna also, and she wanted to kill Krishna. But Krishna took the magnification of the good qualities that this person is coming to feed me milk, so I will give her the place of the mother. And he closed his eyes. He did not see her faults. So Bali Maharaj says, I have personally seen this. And therefore, the best of the mystic yogis, the jnanis and the ashtanga yogis, they cannot understand your heart. Like Durvasa Muni did an aparad and went to against Ambarish, went till Vaikuntha or Shvetadipa, and there when he met Lord Vishnu, he said, Sadhuna Hridayam Mahyam. I am in the heart of the devotee of the sadhus, and they are in my heart. And we are fully interconnected. Or in other words, the desire of the devotees comes from Krishna, and Krishna really desires come for serving the devotees. So their heart is one. But the yogis and the jnanis, they cannot understand Krishna. So who can understand Krishna? Bhaktiya mama vijanati. One who has that love can only understand what Krishna is doing. Like a small child might cry. When the child starts crying, everybody is hearing the cry. Oh, everybody is saying, oh, child is crying, child needs something. But only the mother understands that what does the child want. What the child wants, only the mother understands because the mother has love. And because of that love, she can understand why the child is crying. Is the child crying because he needs some milk, or he needs the diaper has to be replaced, or some mosquito has bitten him or her? Only the mother knows. So only the person in love can know the heart, right? And he says, when even the best of yogis cannot understand your potencies, how can a demon like me know you, right? So he says, even a demon, he considers himself to be a lowest, and he says that I cannot understand you. And then he says something very wonderful. He says, please give me a benediction that I am not put into this family life. This is a very important thing. He is because he sees such wonderful compassion of the Lord, and he has surrendered everything to the Lord, but the still Lord has kept him in this material world for some service. Next time he's going to become Indra, and at this time also he's going to do some service. But like Prahlad Maharaj, like Dhruv Maharaj also asked this, that I am going to serve here, but let me not be caught up in this material world. Let Maya not affect. Because anybody who's serving here who's a pure devotee, doesn't want to be caught up in Maya. And the person, and what is the key to get out of this Maya? One who can constantly see the lotus feet of the Lord in his heart and is meditating on the lotus feet cannot be affected by Maya. When the mind gets absorbed in the lotus feet, that is real surrender. So sometimes the question is asked in Sri Vaishnava circles, what is surrender? If I fall at the feet of the Lord, is it surrender? When I say, Lord, I am surrendering to you, please, sarva dharman paritijya mamekam sharanam vraja. So I am surrendering to you, please save me, like you have said, sarva dharman. Is that prayer surrender? Or if I sort of give up everything, my family, my wealth, everything, is that surrender? What is surrender? All of these are aspects. Sorry, go ahead. Yes, please. Somebody was saying something.
Sorry, Prabhuji. I was just saying, completely depending on the Lord and being fearless because God is there to protect me. So when we get into that ultimate, state of mind that I don't need to be fear of anything because God is there to protect me. So that I suppose must be the point of surrenderance, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. That state of mind, very important thing Mataji has said. This abhaya, this fearlessness comes. Now, two things. Not just because the mind is thinking like that. If I think, I am fearless now, I am not fully surrendered to the Lord. No. That state of mind doesn't come by thinking. When the mind is always going out, manoratane asti davato bahi, when the soul is desiring material enjoyment, mind is always going out. When the soul, chitta becomes pure, it starts desiring the Lord, then the mind turns and starts going inside. Nishta is neutral, then ruchi, asakti, it starts going inside. And then it has darshan, in bhava darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. And in that, when having the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord, the mind gets fully absorbed in the darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord. And in that absorption, his original, the soul's original position is revealed in bhava. What is my swarupa? And when that is revealed, then one becomes fearless. That's what Rupa Goswami is saying. Mama manasa madhukara arpita nijapada pankaja makarandi. My be like mind, let it go into the lotus like feet of yours. Let me see and be completely absorbed. Right? And like Kulashekar Alvar says, what is that he says? That Adhyeta Vishatume Manasa Rajahamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavada Pittai Kantavarudamdo Smaranam Kudast. Krishna Tudiyat Padapankaja Pancharantam Adhyeta Vishatume Manasa Rajahamsa. Kulashekar Alvar says, let my mind enter the lotus of your feet right now. That means he will fully surrender and he is beyond Maya. Why right now? Because when death comes, my kanta will be choked by phlegm and cough and everything, and I will not be able to remember him. Right? So that mind getting absorbed in the lotus feet of the Lord is really surrendered. So he says that I simply wish that I hold your lotus feet to my chest and peacefully reside under a tree. Please make me a servant. I do not want any other desire. Just to residing under the tree, meditating on the Lord, it is possible that the meditation can break and sometimes somebody can become absorbed in something. But if he is with the devotees and he is serving the servant, then always the person is connected to the Lord, and the association of devotees is the perfect protection by which a person is completely absorbed in the lotus feet of the Lord and in service. Being absorbed in the lotus feet of the Lord means he has developed the desire to serve. Somebody falling at the feet means he is surrendering, saying, whatever you want, I will do. So surrender cannot happen without that service attitude. So here, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Goswami Maharaj comments that those who are liberated, they actually want to live in the association of devotees and serve the actual devotees. So, and this is something servants of the Gaudiya Matha have understood. So they come and reside in the temples and Matha and they serve Hari, Guru and Vaishnava. Now, obviously, this also applies to not just to full-time devotees, but also to congregation devotees who are coming and serving in the temple, whose motive of life is to serve the devotees and serve Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas. And hence, they are not interested in other material things, or even if they are interested, they are dovetailing that and developing this mood of a liberated soul, which is to become servant of the servant. Of course, first it is by Shraddha and then coming to classes by Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. But once Bhajana Kriya starts, when the Anartha happens, then all this material desires goes away. Nishta comes when the mind is neutral, and then Ruchi develops. Then when a person mind starts to go inside, Asakti becomes attached, and Bhava completely gets absorbed. That is the way which we are all trying to practice in ISKCON. But the most important thing is what is the time we are spending serving Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. So till here we have seen. So this is something Bali Maharaj is expressing. And you will also see that going ahead, Bali Maharaj is going to say a few things. We will just read it and then we will explain this entire pastime. Ramakrishna Pada Padma Dariya Hridaye Yai Mata Stuti Kare Bali Mahashaye. Holding the lotus feet of Rama and Krishna to his chest, Bali Mahashaya offered prayers in this way. Brahmaloka Shivaloka Ye Charano Dakhe Pavitra Karichena Bhagiratha Rupe. The form of Ganges, the water that has washed the lotus feet of the Lord, purifies the abodes of Brahma and Shiva. Hena Punya Jalabali Goshtira Sahite Panakare Shire Dare Bhagyudaya Haite. Because of his good fortune, Bali and his associates drank such auspicious water and sprinkled it on their heads. Gandha Pushpa Dhupa Deepa Vastra Alankara Pada Padme Diya Bali Kare Namaskara. Bali offered sandalwood pulp, flowers, incense, lamp, cloth, and ornaments of the lotus feet of the Lords and bowed before them. Ajnanakara Prabhu Mora Sikhau Apane Yadi Mora Britya Hena Jnanatha Mane. O Lords, if you consider me your servant, please order me and personally instruct me. This is important. We'll discuss this verse. ये करे प्रभु अज्ञान फल तुम्हारा सही जान है विधि निष्ठिर पाराम. O Lord, one who follows your order easily transcends all rules and regulations. सुनिय बलिर वाक्या प्रभु तुष्ट है लय निमित्त आगमा कहिते लागिल. Lord became pleased on hearing the words of Bali. He then explained the purpose of their visit. So we'll come to the last two slokas. But something very significant is happening here, as explained in the purport. If you read Bhagavatam, what happens is Bali Maharaj is physically holding the lotus feet of the Lord, Krishna and Balram, to his heart, and he's making this prayer that let me be only meditating on your thing and let me not be caught up in family life. That does not mean that he doesn't want to serve his wife or children. That does not the meaning of that. It means that let me not just be absorbed in the maya of these material relationships. Let me actually have your lotus feet in the Lord and in my heart, and then look at everybody as your part and parcel and serve. So he is not trying to escape from family life by becoming a false mendicant and giving up his responsibility and so on and so forth. He's not looking to give away his family. He is actually wanting to absorb in the service of everybody by knowing them to be part and parcels. So in other words, he will become a proper family person, and also beyond a family person, a proper person who will serve every Jiva in the universe. But what happens is, he suddenly realizes that the Lord has come, I have offered some prayers, and suddenly I asked for a benediction. And this benediction is such a high benediction, the highest benediction of love to Krishna and always remembering the lotus feet of Krishna in his heart, which means Krishna constantly resides with this person. His heart and Krishna's heart becomes one. That is a very high, benediction. How have I asked this? What is my qualification for that benediction? I have not even served the Lord. So first he takes the water, washes the lotus feet of the Lord, and obviously he's so fortunate that the same Ganga water which purifies the abode of Brahma and Shiva, which descends on the Jata of Shiva and comes down as Ganges, the same lotus feet water he gets, he sprinkles, he also drinks, and all the associates also drink that water, and he sprinkles into their head. This is the prime benediction for a grihastha or anybody who's a householder or a person who, anybody, even if not a householder, who receives a very exalted Vaishnava or the Lord himself to his house. If he is able to receive Guru Maharaj or some exalted Vaishnavas into his house, and if they allow him to wash the lotus feet, him or her to wash the lotus feet, and take that gel, sprinkle it, that is their prime benediction. I've seen many Maharaj don't like to do it publicly, but when they come to the house of some particular person, sometimes they allow, generally they allow. And even if they don't allow, the fact that they've actually stepped into the house, the dust from their lotus feet has fallen the house in itself is good enough for them to deliver either the water which has washed the lotus feet, the dust from the lotus feet, or their words of instruction. All are potent to deliver that householder. So here Bali Maharaj as a householder is getting all of this. And then he offers sandalwood pulp, flowers, incense, and he does arti to the Lord and bows before, and then says a very important thing. Bali Maharaj realizes that I have not served the Lord, but I have gone and asked for a benediction. And anyway, the benediction I want, if I want to have the lotus feet of the Lord in my heart, my only thing is I should serve. Only that person who has service attitude can have the lotus feet of the Lord in his heart. One who has a boga attitude of wanting to enjoy cannot. So he says, if you are my servant, please order me. Please instruct me, because he realizes Krishna has come here. He must certainly have a purpose, and his purpose is very merciful. And if we follow his purpose and his order, anyone who follows your order transcends all rules and regulations. A very, very important statement. Bali Maharaj says, the Mahajanas were acting according to, or the pure devotees were acting according to the instruction of the Lord, sometimes are seen to transcend ordinary rules and regulations. And we are today in ISKCON seeing many debates on Prabhupada giving, Brahman Diksha to XYZ. Are they ready for initiation, initiating Guru? So many debates which I don't want to go into. And there are many times references are being made whether Prabhupada did the right thing, did not do the right thing, whether this particular Maharaj did the right thing, wrong thing. Very clearly it is said that one who is empowered by the Lord and is following the order of the Lord transcends rules and regulation. Prabhupada himself has said this in many places, that I am giving my XY disciples, I'm making it 16 rounds, I'm giving my female disciples, I'm empowering everybody. And some Brahmanas in India are criticizing me, but because Lord Chaitanya's movement has to be established, I am empowering. So clearly, such Mahajanas, such pure devotees, Paramahamsas cannot be seen from a mundane light. So Lord became pleased when he heard these words of Bali, because he has come exactly to do that, to prove that you should not blaspheme a Vaishnava or a pure devotee or a Paramahamsa, and if you do, you will be fallen. And to do that, Krishna has done this entire pastime, and Bali Maharaj said the exact words, and he became very pleased. The Lord then said, Prabhu Bale Suna Suna Bali Mahashaya Ye nimite ailena tumara alaya. Lord said, listen, Bali Mahashay, this is why we have come to your abode. This is the reason. Huh? This is the reason as what is the external reason, but the real internal reason is you want to prove that one cannot blaspheme a pure devotee. Amaramai rachaya putra papi kamse marile kasei pape seha maila sheshe. The sinful Kamsa killed my mother's 6 sons. Because of this sin, he was ultimately killed. So Krishna starts to reveal the real purpose. Of course, I don't want to go beyond this verse. There are other speakers who are going to speak. But in brief, because some people might not be there in the sessions ahead, might miss. In brief, I will explain this pastime so that you can understand what is happening. As you know, this long back, the reason why Krishna is here is that 6 sons of Devaki, when they were born, they were immediately killed by Kamsa. And why were they killed? That you all know. They were killed because there was the prophecy that 8th son of Devaki will kill Kamsa. And then many people told Kamsa, how do you know the demigods? Demigods can sometimes say 8th son, they can be born as the 6th son, first son. So then Kamsa got agitated and he killed all the sons. And Vasudeva had promised that I will deliver my sons. So he came and delivered his sons, starting from the first son. So the question is asked, why is that the brothers of Krishna have to be killed? Why is that such divine sons have to be killed? And you must have heard in the previous lecture that these 6 sons are called Shadgarbhas, or sometimes called Shadgarbhasuras. They were originally sons of Marichi, born from the mind of Marichi. The Marichi is formed in the mind of Brahma, and Marichi's son were these 6 demigods. And when they were in the demigod planet, one day they saw in the creation, when Lord Brahma created Saraswati, who was in a sense his own daughter because he created, and he became very attracted to Saraswati and started running behind her. Seeing this activity of Brahma, these 6 people laughed at Brahma. They thought that, oh, Brahma is such an exalted person, but he cannot control his desires. He is running after daughter. So they somehow thought that they are more exalted and laughed at it. Brahma is, in this particular instance and many other instances, is a Paramahamsa, is a very exalted guru, and he is motivated by the Yoga Maya of the Lord. And some of his actions are because of the Yoga Maya of the Lord. And if you read Bhagavata, you'll know he gives up his body and takes another body, and so many things happen. This is how creation happens. So, without understanding Krishna's plan behind this motivation to Brahma, they started laughing. So, what happened is Lord Brahma cursed them, and that you be born in a demoniac life. Okay? So, because of ridiculing Brahma, immediately this is a grievous offense of Vaishnava Aparadha, they fall down. Right? And what happens? Then they are born as 6 sons of Hiranyakashipu. Now, there is a bit, different Puranas state different things. They are born as 6 sons of Hiranyakashipu, and one of the narration is that they are actually not son of Hiranyakashipu, they are born as son of Kalnemi, but in the purport you can see it is very clearly said they are born as 6 sons of Hiranyakashipu. They do some tapasya, praying to Lord Brahma, and they want the power of immortality and many other things. They pray to Brahma. And Hiranyakashipu becomes very much aggrieved that he has conquered all the world, and he's telling everybody, please chant Hiranyakashipu Namaha, and you are praying to Brahma and defying me. So I curse you that you will be born again and your father himself will be killed. Father himself will kill you. So they are born as so they are actually, they become sons of Kalanemi, And in the next birth, Kalnemi becomes Kamsa, and these six are born as sons of Vasudeva. Now, this Kalnemi, in every yuga, Kalnemi takes birth. This Kalnemi we are referring to is the Kalnemi was took birth in Dwapar Yuga, in the Treta Yuga. Sorry, Hiranyakashipu was Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, whatever, whichever, in the previous Yuga. And in Dwapar Yuga, Kalnemi was also born as related to Kamsa. That's a different issue. So the previous time Kalnemi was born, he had these six sons. Hiranyakashipu was his grandfather, and Hiranyakashipu cursed these that you will be killed by your father themselves. So Kalnemi then took birth as Kansa. They took birth as six sons of Devaki, and Vasudeva took them to Kamsa, and one by one they were killed. After they were killed, they were in the so Yogamaya's arrangement was there, and they were in the planet of Sutala, in the lower planets, under the kingdom of Bali Maharaj. And Krishna, as you will see in the future verses, comes because of the prayer of Devaki. Now here Devaki is also inspired by Yogamaya. It is written Maya Mata in one of the slokas of Bhagavatam. So you cannot say, oh, Devaki is the mother of the Lord, and even she is like an ordinary woman crying for. No, you cannot say that. Because she is specifically inspired by Yogamaya to ask for these six sons. And why is she inspired? You will know in the future verses. Devaki asks Krishna to bring them. So Krishna and Balram request Bali Maharaj and take these six sons and go back to Devaki. Immediately Devaki feeds them her breast milk. Seeing the love, her sons returned, she becomes overwhelmed with love. Breast milk comes, she feeds them. And when they were born, they couldn't drink the breast milk of Devaki. They were immediately killed. But now they are drinking the breast milk of Devaki after it has been drunk by Krishna. Right? Now, after Krishna drank, and that same breast milk, they come in touch with Krishna or Krishna's mercy, and they become immediately liberated. And you will see in the future verses how Krishna instructs them that now you please go back and they become pure devotees. And he says, you go back to your thing and continue your bhakti. And from now on, do not ever blaspheme a Vaishnava. And before he takes them to Devaki, he says the same thing to Bali Maharaj also, and says that because these people blasphemed the Vaishnava, that is why they had to come to your abode. And not only about so many births, they had to undergo so many tribulations, including being killed by their own father. Right? So much they had to suffer for such a long time because they once laughed at Brahma. So, my dear Bali Maharaj, you are my dear devotee. Please remember, never laugh at, never do any blaspheming to, especially those devotees who are empowered by the Lord and who are acting under Yogamaya. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come to the Brahmana and say, by this incident, he will say like that, Nityananda Prabhu is empowered by me and he is acting under my potency, of course, his own potency also. He is preaching according to my desire. So please do not misunderstand him. He is actually Shesha himself. He is Balram. And hence, if you find faults in him, you will fall down. And then he will tell the Brahmana, you go. And when the Brahmana becomes so convinced and she becomes completely starts appreciating Nityananda Prabhu and his glories, and all its doubts are gone, and all the wrong perceptions he had about Balram, about Nityananda Prabhu is gone. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blesses him and tells him, go back to Navadip and talk about these glories of Nityananda Prabhu, so that all the people there are completely convinced about Nityananda Prabhu and they don't blaspheme or think wrong about Nityananda Prabhu. So by this one pastime, this is nested going from a curse to compassion, where right from delivering these six sons of Marichi to giving mercy to Devaki, to fulfilling the plan of Yogamaya, to giving mercy to Bali Maharaj, an important instruction of not blaspheming, and to giving mercy to the six sons, and also giving mercy to the Brahmana. All these acts are done by this pastime of Krishna. So what Krishna is doing, why is he doing, why is he making his own brothers, elder brothers killed? Very difficult to understand unless you understand the entire pastime. And like we know, Chaitanya Charitamrita is the extension to Bhagavatam, epilogue. And in this epilogue, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completes this entire pastime by narrating this and also narrating some more details which is not apparent in the Bhagavatam, that exactly how these 6 people are delivered. And he uses that to give one of the most important things to the devotee, that we should not judge, misjudge, or blaspheme a Paramahamsa, especially somebody who's empowered by the Lord. One who's empowered by the Lord sometimes acts beyond the rules and regulation, because the Lord is beyond the rules and regulation. And hence Nityananda Prabhu might eat pan or wear some gold jewelry, but he is empowered by the Lord to preach, or the desire of the Lord to preach. So we cannot misunderstand. And by that, this chapter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivers one of the most important messages, because he has come to this world, because Krishna's pastimes cannot be directly understood. He has come as a devotee to tell us how to enter Krishna's pastime. And to understand the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have to get the mercy of Nityananda. And if one ends up blaspheming Nityananda Prabhu, then he will not get the mercy. So this particular pastime is the key to achieving the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in the subsequent chapters, you will see one devotee of the Lord, he is being glorified, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorified, so that with their association, we can enter into the pastimes and get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the nested pastime which is happening, and hence these verses are very wonderful. So I will implore you to hear the next 2 lectures when other people are speaking. This entire pastime will unravel, and the mercy and the glory of Nityananda Prabhu will be revealed. And the fact that you cannot blaspheme a Vaishnava is going to be emphasized. Okay, we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, चैतन्य भागवत की जय, नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, गौरंग महाप्रभु की जय, जगन्नाथ मिश्र फीस्ट की जय, देवी की माई की जय, वसुदेव की जय, भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare
There are
Krishna.
questions. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Acintya Gopesh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for a very, very beautiful class and very interactive class as always. Very, very grateful to you. As you mentioned, Lord Chaitanya is freely giving us this love of God. But there is a chance where one will get or not get, depending on how we are treating and behaving like with Vaishnavas, and doing aparadh, blaspheming them, will face a very big impediment in receiving this love of Godhead. Also, we should be very, very careful, even if someone is not, if one is devotee or one is not a devotee, but we don't know who is exalted devotee, right? We don't know who is doing pure bhakti and is fully surrendered. So to be careful, we should be treating everybody equally and giving respect to each and one, even if it's a family member or a relative, or even someone who has just once said Hare Krishna mantra is a devotee. Very, very grateful to you. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing the beautiful pastimes of Bali Maharaj and the Muni. I forgot his name, but very, very grateful to you, Prabhuji. As always, very nice class. Harita Mataji, please take over. Hare Krishna. Dhan pranams.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Parima Mataji, please go ahead. Mataji.
Sorry,
Thank you,
sorry,
Prabhuji, for very
Hare
nice.
Krishna. Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. It was a very, very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Done. So, Prabhuji, I just missed this one point. How did Hiranyakashipu curse his grandsons? I didn't get that part, Prabhuji. Can you please repeat that for me?
Yeah, so the Shastra, there are different Puranas who have slightly differently narrated this pastime. One says that these 6 people were born as sons of Hiranyakashipu. The other says that they were born as sons of Kalnemi. Then Kalnemi was son of Hiranyaksha, who's brother of Hiranyakashipu.
Hmm.
So there are these different narrations. So this question, sometimes people say that this, when they are saying they are born as sons, this is actually referring to the lineage of Hiranyakashipu. They are born as grandsons of Hiranyakashipu.
Hmm.
But somewhere the purports emphasize that they were born as Hiranyakashipu's son, and then they were forced by Yogamaya to take one more birth as Kalnemi's sons, and then they took birth as Devaki's sons. Anyway, the point is this, that Hiranyakashipu cursed them. Did he curse them when he was their sons or when they were grandsons? Either way, he cursed them when they did some penances and asked Brahma for boons. He became angry that somebody in my line, he is not worshipping me but is worshipping Brahma. So
Okay.
I curse you that your own father will kill you.
Okay.
So maybe because of that, Yogamaya made them be born as Kalnemi's son, and then in the next life, Kalnemi became Krishna, became Kamsa and whatever, and then Kamsa killed them. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji, but it's like kind of surprising that these 6 sons, how did they get the womb of an exalted person like Devaki? They must have done some security to get the womb of Devaki, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were demigods, and they should have been born and be liberated unless they had not laughed on Brahma, right?
Yeah.
And unless you know some other pastime where they got the mercy.
No.
My yeah.
No, I don't know Prabhu any
Ah.
pastime.
So basically, my understanding is that they were exalted demigods. They were Marichi's sons. They should have never fallen down to become demons in the first place, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, but when exalted person like Narada or Brahma curses, we know that when Narada cursed the sons of Kuvera and Manigriva, when they asked for forgiveness, then, it was the curse actually became benediction that they will be born as trees in the courtyard of Krishna.
Yes.
Similarly, when Brahma, saw the mood of these people, he cursed them to become demons. But they were demons in the pastime of Krishna,
Hmm.
and they again prayed to Brahma, right, for
Yeah.
boons, and they were given the benediction to be born. And it is said that Yogamaya personally took care of them, and they were put into the womb of Devaki.
Okay.
Right? So, in that sense, they assisted in the pastime of the Lord. That Lord was to be the 8 sons, so 6 people had to be born, then Balram, then Krishna. So
Hmm.
they aided in the thing, and that became their recipient of their mercy. But over and beyond, like we know, every demon story is fulfilled in Chaitanya Charitamrita, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. This entire pastime has further become enhanced because they became the example to be told about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. And because this Brahmana got convinced about the glories of Nityananda Prabhu, everybody in Navdeep could understand the glories. And that is actually why we are receiving today the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
Yes, otherwise, without that preaching, we would have never received. So, and we got this most important instruction that we should not blaspheme Vaishnavas.
Yes.
That
Thank you
is,
so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for your wonderful answer. Hare Krishna.
yes. Anybody else has questions?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I don't see any raised hands, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, so glories to Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful session. And as you said about Parima Mataji's and question, that yes, it's quite confusing about Kalanemi and the sons. But your answer was very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for the time that you spared and for all of us. Thank you for the wonderful session.
Thank you.
Rama Ishwaran
Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yeah.
you have unmuted yourself. I don't know whether you have some question or.
No. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. Thank you very, very much for your wonderful class, Prabhuji. It was so inspiring, and there are many things to learn from this class.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Dandvat Pranam.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji, you can take care now.
Yeah, Nutan Mataji has sent out a message. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj. Yes, Prabhuji, thank you for the beautiful class, important insights. The degree to which Krishna is going to be happy by our service is dependent on the degree to which we have become well-wisher for everyone. Never criticize a devotee, avoid that aparadha.
Very wonderful.
Very nice.
Very wonderful. And the
The
more we
essence
focus
of
on the
this
good
class,
qualities,
like we should always
yes,
respect all the Vaishnavas.
yes, more we focus on the good qualities of the devotees.
Yes, Prabhuji,
we
thank you
can-
for enlightening us very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mother. Thank you for this opportunity.
I'm so sorry, Prabhuji. Actually, there is some delay in the, receiving the voice. So that's why I was interrupting. Well, please go ahead, Prabhuji. Like you were telling something, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
No, I was just saying, repeating what I said, that the more we focus on the good qualities of the devotees, then we can magnify that, and by which we become humble, and we will avoid this aparadh of criticizing somebody and actually become Trinada.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Like we should not be judgmental and we should always be, in the respectful mode only for any Vaishnava.
Yeah.
Thank you for enlightening us
Prabhu, did you
with
have a
this
question?
class today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you were saying about the saying good qualities. Yes, Prabhu, I do that, but at that time, enviousness also comes, Prabhu. Like you said, example of singing. Okay, it's okay, he's singing good only, but the thought come, why not me? So what to do about that, Prabhu?
Yeah, that is why after recognizing the good quality, you should match. That's why it said even when you have to say some feedback, you have to 3 things you have to appreciate. So when you magnify that, right? For example, what is really seeing a good quality? When you say, oh, he's singing nicely, then obviously like you're saying, you will have a feeling, why can't I sing like that? But when you magnify it, why is he singing very nicely? Oh, his mood is so much that he is not singing for appreciation. He is singing only to please Guru and Krishna and Vaishnavas. He is singing with complete absorption in the holy name. Who is singing with, he or she is singing with completely being oblivious to whether somebody is listening, not listening. They are fully, into the holy names. When we magnify it, then automatically that thing will come in the heart. Oh, I should not look for appreciation. If I can start to follow and serve this person, then I also will not want appreciation, but be wanting really to serve. I also will not be worried about who is looking, who is not looking, whether I am better, that person is better. I will just be singing for the pleasure of the Lord. So when we magnify that good qualities, you can see Krishna behind those activities, or the mood of serving Krishna behind those activities, and naturally our desires of puja, pratishtha, labh will go away, and we will become very humble. That we don't have that mood, I should imbibe that. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, let us pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we would like to get your association in future again. Vancha kalpata rubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakuti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, and Gopesh Acintya Prabhuji ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
Dandvat
for the
Pranam.
class.
So much
Hare
insightful
Krishna.
class.
Dandvat Pranam, Prabhuji. Dandvat
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Dandvat Pranam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. See you all tomorrow. Ending the call. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare